Well, hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. A bit of a different video today. I've been getting work ready to submit to the Rugby Open art exhibition, which is in Rugby, obviously. It requires a bit of preparation. You have to fill a form in and you can submit up to 3 pieces. You can see it's all bubble wrapped here. I've stuck some corners on to protect the work when it's standing up. This exhibition, you have to actually submit the work for face-to-face judging. So it's a bit of a faff, really. A lot of exhibitions, open call exhibitions these days, you submit just a photograph along with your form, and they judge it from the photograph. But this one, you have to actually take the work in, it's judged, and then any that are rejected, you collect after the judging panel have met. If they have been rejected. I'm obviously hoping to get at least one piece of the 3 in to the exhibition. That'd be lovely if I could. It'd be the first time I've ever been in the rugby, or the first time I've ever entered the Rugby Open, to be fair. But I visit it every year, and it's normally a really good show with high quality work. You can see that for this exhibition they want you to attach mirror plates to the back of the work, which I've done in the middle of the sides. They also require a label that's on a string to be able to hang down the front of the work. I think that's so that they can easily see the work when it's hanging on the wall, and a matching label stuck to the back of the work. So I've done that for all of the 3 pieces, and I'm about to set off to Rugby to deliver it for its judging. Well, these are the paintings that I decided to submit to the Rugby Open 2025. The first one here is Peppers. It's an oil painting on plywood. It was done in response to a fortnightly art challenge on the Patreon. This is the next one, a gouache painting on beige paper. It was a photograph that I took when I was walking a section of the Leicestershire Round walk, a long distance walk. It's a view from Langton Courtal in Leicestershire. And the final one is a whippet, which I'd drawn from a reference on Roehamber Studios, actually. And I actually submitted this to the RBSA Drawing Prize earlier in the year. Didn't get in, but I quite like it, so I thought I would submit it to the Rugby Open as well. Well, after dropping off the work on Friday the 21st, the judging panel at Rugby were going to look through all the work and decide on what was going to get in on the Monday the 24th, I think it was. And then the artists were notified that they would receive a separate email for each of their entries, saying whether it had got in or not on the 25th of November. So here we are on the 25th of November, and I've just been out on my lunchtime walk that I do around the Memorial Park in Coventry on most days when I'm working. And I received 3 emails. The first one was for the Whippet painting or drawing, and that was an acceptance, so I was really, really excited. So the first one that I was notified of had got in. And then as I was walking around the park with quite a big gap between, there was 2 more emails come in, and the view from Langton Courtal was rejected, and also Peppers was rejected. So 1 out of 3, I've got into the Rugby Open for the first time ever, at first time of trying, so I am pleased. Of course, there is always some element of disappointment in the ones that don't get in. You know, it's not really that the work isn't good enough, I suppose, in some ways. It's just whether the people who are judging it like the work, and art, as we all know, is a very subjective thing. So I think if you're going to be submitting to open competitions, then you have to be ready to accept bad news as well as good news. But at least I've got 1 out of 3 in, and that's really exciting. So on Wednesday the 26th, I went back to Rugby and I collected the 2 rejections. And of course, I got them home and took off the mirror plates, which I'd been asked to put on, and the labels and things. And I will try them with another open exhibition at some point. Of course, it meant that I could also put them back on sale online because, of course, as soon as you submit something to an open exhibition, you have to take it off sale everywhere else, just in case it gets in. So it can be a bit logistical nightmare if you're entering lots of open competitions at the same time, knowing what's been accepted, what's been rejected, and what can be sold online, and those sorts of things. But you just have to come up with a system that sort of means that you don't make any mistakes and try and sell something in two places at once. But anyway, that was that, and I looked forward to the open evening for the show, the preview night, on the Friday. Well, here I am standing next to my piece on the wall at the preview evening. Very proud to have it there with all the work that you've just sort of had a quick look through. You can see that it was a really busy evening. It's great to see so many people out supporting art, really, in rugby. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video as a bit of a snapshot into what it's like to enter an open call competition, and might give you some idea as to what to expect if you haven't done it before but you want to do it. Well, thanks very much for getting this far. If you have got this far, give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and do subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.